to give you this news tonight. That's a quick peek at Pro Tools 9. Let me give it back to Paul, and he's going to take us through some stuff. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Carrie. Great job. So, folks, we want to open it up to Q&A. We've got the ability to take questions online, and, of course, all the press who are with us today here in the room. I'll have Kirk Arnold join me, and I also have some folks who are on the team here in the front row to help answer some questions as well. So why don't we start in the room? There's a microphone. Christy, if you could go. There looks like some questions here.
Yes, will Pro Tools 9 have offline bouncing?
Pro Tools 9 have offline bouncing. That's not one of the features that we have in Pro Tools 9. I think maybe if you saw the idea scale, that one I think is currently number 3 on the list. So faster than real-time bounce or offline bouncing. Yep, absolutely on our radar. We know customers are asking for it.
Are there any improvements or enhancements in that MIDI workflow?
MIDI workflow. So Bobby, if you could take that one. Bobby Lombardi is a product manager for Pro Tools. Just go ahead and stand up, Bobby, so people can see you, especially out there on the web.
Hi, everyone. So not really. So the MIDI is pretty much from 804. There are some enhancements in the Sibelius area, but not anything incredibly new. So what you'll see is that there's a lot more going on the Sibelius side, certainly more going on the MIDI side. In fact, if you are familiar with Pro Tools SE at all, you'll see that SE actually has a few more MIDI features than is actually in LE right now. All that work is being merged back in eventually. So we are going to see a lot more development in that area. So the answer is 804 level of MIDI support, and certainly a lot more MIDI. I point back to idea scale too, because there are some MIDI items in the top 20 that we'll be looking at as well.
Thanks, Bobby. Anyone else in the room? Yes. Oh, you can take this one.
No, I'm not taking this one.
So just to clarify, I mean, HD Native was announced a little while ago. And at that point, the heat analog emulation was still a TDM-only feature. That remains the case?
Correct, yes. Heat is a TDM-only feature. One thing I should mention, too, is that the software that is in the Pro Tools HD Native systems is actually Pro Tools 8.5. Don't ask me why. It's a long story. It's not important. But that same authorization that's in the box for Pro Tools HD Native does authorize Pro Tools 9. So customers who buy Native will be able to download 9 right from the website and get started immediately.
So we're going to take a question from the web.
Excellent.
I have a question here about if there's over 1,000 people online, so it's going really quickly. Steve has a question about if you already have a complete production toolkit, what the upgrade path is.
So I think I know the answer, but I'm going to have Bobby answer because he knows the answer.
Sure. If you already own complete production toolkit, there is no upgrade. That auth continues to work, and you're all set.
Thank you, Bobby.
How does this affect Empowered, and also do all the versions of 9 support surround?
Sorry, Kevin, I heard the first bit, but not the second bit.
Does every version of 9 now support surround channels?
Oh, thank you. So this is not rolled into Empowered at this time, and the only way that surround is available is with Complete Production Toolkit as it was prior. So Pro Tools HD 9 and the Complete Production Toolkit both give surround.
Compatibility questions. First, software. How far back session versions can you open in 9? 7, 8, 6?
Great question. Bobby Lombardi. This is going to test you, man.
And he hasn't slept in about 3 weeks.
So we didn't change anything from the 8.0 code base, so everything that 8.0 opened up is also okay. So I think it goes back to 5. I might be incorrect on that, but
And what about hardware? The new I/O boxes compatibility. Will 9 play with an HD 192, the old one?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we made sure not to lop off any compatibility I/O-wise with the new release. So absolutely. So the legacy HD series blue I/Os fully functional.
Any other way around, will the new I/Os work with 8 or 7?
The new I/Os will require version 8.1 because it's when we add it. There's a functionality there it needs for it.
Thanks, Bobby.
I'm just going to go back to the web.
Okay. Okay, you got this one.
I'm ready.
Someone ask Kirk a question.
No, please. We'll get Max is ready.
I think hold on. We're going to grab somebody off the web, and then we'll get you.
Okay, so the question is,
It's going so fast. This one. If you've just purchased Pro Tools LE, do you still pay the $249 upgrade?
So if you purchase Pro Tools LE from, help me out here, guys, October 4th. Thank you. I was going to say 4th. I just had to have that verified. If you purchase Pro Tools LE after October 4th, you'll receive the Pro Tools 9 upgrade for free of charge.
in the room?
So yes, here. So Chrissy, we're down here. Just I think because that way we can, hopefully the people on the web can hear as well.
I can't see you guys.
Thanks.
Dave's up next.
I guess you're expecting a lot of people to switch between the native version and the TDM version if they have it. So is there any way in the TDM version to do a quick temporary bounce, if you like, of any TDM plugins so that when you transfer the thing to your native system, you can still hear the session as it was?
Yeah, Bobby, maybe you can explain because there's a couple of different workflows for that.
Yeah. So, right, and I think that one really talks to that number 2 thing that folks want to see as far as freeze tracks or bounce in place. So that is not a new feature with 9. We certainly are tracking it, and I would say that anything in the top 10 of idea scale, because of the focus on the customer requests, we have to deliver. But that's not what 9 is about. So the same workflows apply where you're basically creating another track and then record enabling the track and printing the track. Not ideal, we know, but it's something we will be working on.
This is still true of the HD version as well at the moment.
That's correct. Actually, the 9 is across all the targets, so everything in 9 will be the same experience on.
But in the future, you may expect to be able to bounce down the project with heat on the tracks and then open it up in native.
Yeah, so we're looking at all the different bounce workflows. So there's the freeze tracks, the bounce in place, all those different types of workflows. In this case, it would probably be just a straight up freeze in place, like just freeze the track in place, so that way it's actually rendering a single file for everything that
And
occurred on track.
presumably
with
also
automation.
keep the unprocessed track as well, so that you've got a choice of which one to go to.
Right. Right. In fact, so 11 Rack actually has a workflow similar to that and how it brings in the tracks, but maybe too deep for this.
So Max, I think you wanted to
afterwards.
follow up. Max wanted to follow up on the last question, just a
Right.
clarifying point on the last question.
Yeah, on the LE upgrade, it's actually not free from October. It's a $99. If you buy Pro Tools 8 version of Pro Tools 8 from October on, it's $99 upgrade. Otherwise, prior to that, it's $249.
I messed that up with something else. I'm sorry, Max.
Okay. It's the HD upgrade. When you buy Pro
Thank
Tools
you.
HD native, you get 9 for free.
Thank you.
At 99, who could ask for more, guys? Who's next? We're going to
I think
take
it's
one.
Dave.
of-
Dave's next.
Oh,
I just wanted to know what the second most popular request was. And did you fix that as well?
So no, we didn't address the second most popular request yet, but we do certainly know what it is. And off the top of my head, I don't know, but I think.
Actually, we did the top 5. in
Oh,
Pro
sorry,
Tools.
but not okay.
Yeah, on the sheet. Yeah, we did.
Because the way that I filtered the list, the second one wasn't actually the
Right,
second one. I
exactly.
understand. Yeah. So apparently we did address that. And what was that, Max?
The second most popular was
May have been the time code ruler or being able to
Yeah.
use the software without
right
Avid hardware.
without hardware.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, they're. So certainly MP3 was there. A lot of complaints about MP3 charging folks after the fact. There was also the issue that the time code ruler that needed to be there. Digi-translator was another large workflow. I think out of the top 10, you'll see that 5 of those have certainly gone away. And the focus will be to certainly put the engineering teams on the items that are in the top 20 as each release comes out. So.
The good news is there's a new top 10,
and there's a few after that, too. Yeah, there's no
right.
lack of work.
and we're working on it.
That's right.
So we're going to take one more question from the web.
Okay.
Yeah, we have just 2 more. Can we buy Pro Tools HD9 without the hardware? And then is there VST support?
Can we buy Pro Tools HD9 without the hardware? No, you cannot buy it just as a software standalone. It is available as Pro Tools HD native with the native card for $34.95. And the second question was,
Is there VST
is it
support?
VST support? No. There's not VST support. It's just supporting RTES. Although we do have the wrapper from, why my mind is drawing a blank right now, F-Expansion, thank you, to do the wrapping.
Can I follow up on that one?
Absolutely, Max.
Okay, so while you can't buy Pro Tools HD separate from the hardware, when you buy Pro Tools 9 and Complete Production Toolkit, you get the exact same functionality like we talked about as if Pro Tools HD was separated from the hardware. So the way to get Pro Tools HD functionality and buying it in standalone software is by buying Pro Tools 9 and Complete Production Toolkit, which is a $2,600 retail value.
So Max, stay there. We didn't introduce. This is Max Gutnick, who many of you know but some of you don't, and is a very present participant on the web. So for those of you who are watching us from around the world, this is the Max Gutnick, who,
Hello.
the very one who leads the product management team for Pro Tools.
Which is why he has all the right answers.
So-
Okay, so I think that's it
We
for
done?
questions, but
All
if
right.
you're here with us in the room, you can follow us next door where we've got a reception, and we can deal with all the questions that you have one-on-one then.
So guys, thanks. I'm going to let Paul close us up. I do want to thank you, and I want to thank this team. It's a chance for us publicly to recognize our unbelievable customers, our unbelievable team. We are deeply proud to be here tonight. Paul, why don't you bring us home?
Thank you, Kirk. So everyone, I'm also, thank you. Thank you. I just want to close by saying that I too am incredibly proud to be a part of Avid and a part of this team that's delivered Pro Tools 9, as well as my team that's delivering great things on the Media Composer side as well. We're very excited to be delivering things for customers that they've wanted, and we're going to keep at it. So thank you all, and stay tuned for the next big thing coming up in the future. I promise it's going to happen. Good night. Thanks.